Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Virgo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. How does Virgo currently view this relationship? Oh, here we go. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the King of Wands, and then we also have the Temperance card. I don't necessarily feel like this is your energy at all. Whoever this person is, they harness a lot of fire within their energy. So you could have been dealing with a fire sign. So possibly an Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Knight of Wands just kind of represents like a running back energy. Whoever this human is, it's somebody who more than likely has been very in and out of your life. Or maybe you and this person have had like a very on and off relationship and or a rocky relationship with one another. But it looks like this person's running back to you. And it's all in the name of them wanting to essentially reconcile with you. Oh, here we go. True pair situation here between you and this person. There's a possibility that this person could very well be your twin flame, but we do have the Devil to the Queen of Wands to the Page of Cups, and then we also have the Nine of Wands. I don't think that you're going to be shocked and or surprised by this person's return. For those of you who have yet to receive communication from this individual, for those of you who already received communication from this person, I don't feel like you're shocked and surprised by any of this. It's as if you knew that eventually you would hear from this person, but I am specifically getting that even though you kind of knew that it was a possibility that you would eventually hear from this person, it kind of looks like you were really hoping that you wouldn't end up hearing from this person, which, you know, makes total sense, right? We do have the Devil to the Nine of Wands. It doesn't look like you had the best relationship with this person. It does appear to me that your relationship with this person caused you to overthink quite a bit. You could have even found yourself experiencing a lot of negative and or intrusive thoughts. You could have found yourself experiencing a lot of anxiety, panic attacks. Overall, it just kind of looks like this relationship between you and this person was affecting you in a very, very negative way in some way, shape, and or form. You guys definitely weren't experiencing this relationship the exact same way. Like, how do I explain this? It just kind of looks like their relationship with you wasn't affecting them the way that it was affecting you. Like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, your relationship with this person caused you to overthink things, right? Quite a bit. Well, their relationship with you didn't cause them to overthink anything. You know what I mean? Or let's just say that, you know, your relationship with this person brought a lot of anxiety into your life. Well, it didn't really bring any sort of anxiety into their life. Or maybe it brought a lot of worry and concern in your life. It didn't bring any sort of worry and concern into your life. Maybe your relationship with this person heightened your trust issues. It didn't really heighten theirs. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of looks like you guys were not experiencing this, you know, relationship the exact same way. Because this to me kind of feels like the epitome, right? Of you, and excuse my French when I say this, but it just kind of looks like you were kind of experiencing this relationship between you and this person in a very unfortunate as well as shitty way is kind of what I'm getting. Because this could definitely describe a lot of worry, concern, fear, anxiety. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but they have Temperance on their side. So that's kind of telling me they were not experiencing this relationship the way that you were experiencing this relationship whatsoever. It wasn't, granted, the relationship could have been affecting them in a negative way to a certain extent, but it was nowhere near, it was nowhere near this is what I'm gathering, which this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. All right, so then there's that. Okay, how does I feel like that I do feel like there was definitely an ending that occurred here between the two of you. And I feel like once this relationship came to an end here between the two of you, I feel like they tried to turn off their emotions for you and they just simply couldn't. Especially with the Fool to the King of Cups. I mean, that represents somebody who's in love. But with the King of Swords coming out here, the King of Swords is really good at detaching themselves emotionally. And it just kind of looks like they attempted to detach themselves emotionally, just turn off, you know, these emotions that they had for you. But it kind of looks like they weren't successful at it. Hence why they're also back. But how does Virgo feel? Okay. We have the Emperor. We also have the Eight of Cups, and then we also have the 10 of Cups. In regards to how you're currently feeling, Virgo, according to you, okay, a lot of you feel like if you were to revisit this entire situation all over again, you would go back to being extremely unhappy as well as miserable, is what I'm gathering. So maybe you were miserable with this person. Maybe you were extremely unhappy with this person, but it does appear to me that that's not something that you want to do personally. So it kind of looks like you're very determined, Virgo, to keep things as is between the two of you, which is basically over. You know, life without this person just feels better, but it also looks better, is what I'm gathering too. Okay, cool. What actions? Not what actions. How does this person feel? How does this person feel? Come on. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Wands, and then we also have the 3 of Cups. This energy of pushback that they're essentially receiving from you, they were for the most part anticipating / expecting it. Okay, so they're not shocked or surprised by this pushback that they're essentially receiving from you. They just kind of knew that you would, you know, be on the fence about reconciling with them. They knew that you weren't going to turn around and just, you know, accept them back into your life with open arms. But I'm gonna be real with you, this level of pushback that they're receiving from you, they're not worried about it. They're not worried about it because they feel pretty confident, King of Pentacles, that they could be able to pull this reconciliation off with you. We'll see. What actions, come on, what actions will this person take towards Virgo or moving forward? So we do have the 3 of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords, and then we also have the 10 of Swords, okay? In regards to what actions this person plans on taking in your direction and are moving forward, let's talk about this really quickly here, and then we'll jump over to this. So again, they feel pretty confident that they can get you back. They feel pretty confident that they could fix and repair things here with you, but they're constantly being met with this energy from you. This to me just kind of feels like an energy of you just being very determined as well as adamant on moving forward and moving on with your life and never revisiting this connection ever again. You know, I think that this entire situation between you and this person has essentially taught you how important it is to put yourself first, Virgo, because it kind of looks like when you were with this person, you were putting a lot of things on the back burner. Okay, so you're putting your happiness on the back burner, your goals on the back burner. You were just putting a lot of things, okay, on the back burner for this marriage and a relationship. And it kind of looks like you refuse to allow yourself to do that again. So with that being said, even though this person is still, technically speaking, experiencing a level of pushback from you, they feel pretty confident still that they could be able to essentially get you back. So even though you're telling this person, listen, you don't have a chance in hell with me, they're just like, yeah, I understand, I get that. But listen, Virgo, I just think that we should really work this out. Like, you're going to be experiencing a whole lot of that coming from this person. In other words, they ain't taking you seriously. What actions? Oof, yeah. That's nice, Virgo. That's pretty fucking nice. It's pretty nice. I mean, it makes sense as to why you don't want to go back. It does look like life has been treating you very, very well since this ending occurred here between the two of you. It's like a night and day type of situation that we're seeing here. But yeah, you're very determined. You're very determined to move forward and move on with your life, but you're also very determined to remain on the path that you're currently on, which does not involve them in it, is what I'm gathering. I just feel like you're just a lot more happier, you know, and at peace, but most importantly, you know, fruitful, because I'm also getting that as well. So maybe with this, when you were with this person, Virgo, you were experiencing a lot of, you know, depression, anxiety, stagnancy, you know, lack. But now that this person is no longer, you know, in your life, it's like life just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better and better. And you want to keep it that way. So even though this person is definitely not taking you seriously, even though this person genuinely does think that they can pull a reconciliation off with you, what I see happening to them is Well, just an energy of them constantly hitting a wall over and over and over and over and over again when it comes down to essentially getting you back, because it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get you back is what I'm gathering. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, so we do have the World, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Virgo, if you continue to remain on the path that you're currently on, I just kind of see you, Virgo, experiencing a lot of growth, a lot of expansion, peace, harmony, happiness, joy. And I do see you eventually, you know, meeting someone else. And it's going to be someone who's a much better fit for you. I am definitely getting that. In other words, your experience with this person isn't going to be something that I see you experiencing again, because you learned a lot. Okay, you learned a lot. Like when it comes on to this person, let's just say hypothetically speaking, they gave you a lot of anxiety. Well, moving forward, you're very determined to end up with somebody who doesn't give you anxiety. You know what I mean? Or maybe this person was causing you to overthink every damn thing. Well, the next person you get involved with, you're going to make sure that that person, you know, doesn't cause you to overthink every damn thing under the sun. You see what I mean? Like you learned a lot through this entire experience here with this person. Hence why the next person that I see you getting involved with will be a much better fit for you. Unlike, you know, this person that you were essentially dealing with is what I'm gathering. But with the Page of Cups, a 9 of Wands, a 10 of Wands coming out here, I mean, I just feel like this person thinks that you're still this person. You know, the person that loves them, the person that can't live without them, the person that can't picture and or fathom your life without this human in it. Like, I feel like they still feel like they're dealing with this version of you, but they're not. You know, they're not. Okay? They're dealing with a Queen of Swords now. Okay? A Queen of Swords, I mean, to go from a Queen of Cups, Virgo, to a Queen of Swords, I mean, look, I just kind of feel like when you were with this person, your heart was really calling the shots in this marriage and a relationship, which caused you to essentially tolerate things that you shouldn't have tolerated because you were listening to your heart. It caused you to go through things that you shouldn't have been going through, but the reason why you went through the things that you went through and you forgave them the amount of times that you forgave them and you put up with the amount of things that you put up with is because your heart was the one calling the shots in this marriage and a relationship. It's not like that anymore. Your heart's not calling the shots anymore. It just kind of looks like instead of you listening to your heart, which is a very hard thing, by the way, for you to do, especially now because you're not emotionally invested anymore. So it's easy for you to look at this person and tell this person, hell no, we will never get back together. It's easy for you to do that. But see, back then it was very hard for you to do that because you were emotionally invested. Your heart was calling the shots. You see what I mean? Your heart's not calling the shots anymore. Your mind is. Now you're listening to your mind, and your mind is telling you absolutely not, and that's exactly what you're relaying to this person. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's going to be very, like, if this person has yet to resurface back up here for you, once they do, honey, it's going to be very easy to tell this person no. Very easy. It's going to be super easy. And as far as like you even taking this whole entire situation back into consideration all over again, I don't even see you doing that. You know, but I feel like if you were still harnessing this energy, different story. Like you would have either instantly turned around and took this person back, or you would have found yourself eventually, you know what I mean? You know, running back to this person. And that's the thing, is that I feel like that's kind of why we're seeing this. Like, even though they're experiencing a level of pushback from you, they feel pretty confident that if they just keep fighting, you know, to get you back, eventually you'll cave in and give them what they want. But you're not this person anymore. You're not this person that's emotionally invested anymore. You're just not. Whatever it is that this person did on their end to like push you to that point of no return, it also caused you to lose all of these emotions that you once upon a time had, you know, for this person. So walking away, it kind of looks like walking away, you know, is just a walk in the park, you know, for you at this point, which is something that wasn't necessarily so easy for you once upon a time. See, once upon a time, walking away from this person could have been very, very hard. It could have been very challenging because your heart was invested, you know, but it's not invested anymore. So walking away is, it's literally, it's going to be the epitome of you Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna feel like a walk in the fucking park for you. It's gonna be too easy, you know, for you to turn around and tell this person no. It's gonna be too easy for you to turn around and walk away from this person again, you know? It's gonna be too easy. So with that being said, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.